Inflect Digital in the house.
What's up, everybody? This is episode 1 of the Ad Show with Inflect Digital.
All right, so to get right to it, growth tips. Well, wait.
All right, that's better.
That's a lot better.
In case any of you are people that doubt ads and advertising and Facebook and so, this is what you gotta say right here. That's it. That's it. Right here.
We run ads, in other words.
Okay then. So let's go ahead and get started then. So today we're gonna cover a few different things, right? Number one, let's start off with.
We're gonna go ahead and start off with the band hammer.
The big bad band hammer of Q4. Now, any of you guys who are actually running ads or managing Facebook advertising, Facebook marketing, because I don't even like Facebook advertising.
Right.
You guys know what we're talking about. Hopefully, you guys are safe out there. This is basically like the purge, almost. So basically, hopefully you guys were safe with everything there. But we're gonna talk about that a little bit because obviously, we saw some craziness happen with it. We run with a lot of clients and stuff, a lot of things that we saw there.
Spooky.
So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and break that down a little bit for you.
So, the band hammer. What does that mean? Well, maybe one day you woke up and you just saw a bunch of red, all bad. Accounts disabled. Terrible. The purge. What do? What happened? How to prevent it? How to avoid it? Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that and delve into that so you can be protected.
Right. Look, guys, just to kind of like re-elaborate everything, we're not claiming to be like the best, geniuses, gurus, and everything out there. There's a lot of people, managing a lot of stuff. Honestly, you're gonna get guys who have their own niches, guys who have their own like expertise in different areas. And so, our expertise, we've combined probably consulted over
about $60 million.
$65 million in advertising on social media, primarily Facebook and Instagram. Multiple types of verticals, small local businesses all the way up to big Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 100 companies. And
right.
so this is just kind of our sense, we work very closely with several businesses in this area. So this is just kind of what we're going to talk about, right? But put it this way, what we're going to tell you here is how do you kind of escape these things? I think, we know a lot of different marketers, advertisers, and so people we consult because we actually a lot of times consult different marketers, different advertisers, and so. I think the number one thing that we see a lot is that, so the number one thing that we notice, right, when you start Facebook marketing, and I'm sure you've done it, look, there's a lot, we know, headaches, frustrations, sleepless nights, eyes tired, like, I still got those dark circles under my eyes.
For sure,
and
man.
so basically, we know that it gets, you start building upon it, and so, but what ends up happening is a lot of times we start building towards it, but we don't have the proper foundation built because we start with ads and we're so focused towards results and basically trying to get results and we're trying to optimize, trying to figure out how these audiences work, how we target and stuff. Really, what leaves you exposed is that setup, right? Now, obviously, a lot of you who've been doing this for a while, Business Manager and those setups were brand new for you guys because you've been running maybe Facebook ads for about 6, 7 years, maybe like 5 years, 6 years or something. And then you have this Business Manager thing just drop on you and you're like, well, what is this? It can't be that essential because I've been doing this for so long. But what ends up happening is, guys, you really want to make sure that your setups are correct. The setups are pretty much like what are going to get you in trouble, number one. What else do I know?
I mean, even now, when just to kind of go off of that, right, to draw from that, as of October 31st, if you don't have a business manager, you can't use any of your customer file audience list. So those who are just now, coming on board, when we talk about setups, want to make sure you have that business manager set up because you won't be able to use a lot of the resources that would be most valuable to you to make sure you're getting in front of the right people. Maybe you have a list of everyone that purchased from you. You have, names, emails, that kind of thing. So you want to make sure you're protected and, again, to escape any negativity that you may experience from losing accounts. And this would be your livelihood, right? People, their livelihood is their ad accounts, right? And getting results, running a successful business, online sales, and so forth. So it's important.
Absolutely. Speaking about those custom audiences from the customer files, by the way, You guys, quarter four results, and so come in. It gets difficult trying to compete, and so had a client of ours actually go out, actually get a positive ROI, positive ROAS. Go ahead, and they got it from the customer files from the, the audience list, and so probably about like a 3x or so. I know it's not a lot, but I mean, a lot of you guys might be struggling because it's getting a little crazy after quarter four CPMs. But that's a topic for another episode, and we're going to talk more deep into that. But yeah, so basically that's the key. It's like you said, if you're new, you're coming into Facebook, and so you don't want to kind of build upon just bad habits, and so you want to start with the fundamentals. You want to first make sure that your setup is correct. Definitely you learn the advertising, right? That's how you make sure that you get the results and everything. But make sure your setups are there. New, or if you're a 10-year veteran, I don't care if you started advertising right when Boosted Post was the first new thing. You don't have a business manager set up, make sure you're getting it up, make sure your clients are setting it up. I know it's very difficult, I know it gets annoying, especially when you're trying to guide your clients and everything, but basically you need to get that set up. That's gonna keep you protected, it's gonna keep your clients protected. And I mean, at the end of it, we manage clients too, we work with agencies. What our focus is always to provide the best experience to our clients, and they're counting on you for that service. They want you to know, right? So you guys basically have to keep that in mind, and so there. And just for you guys, basically here, we have a checklist that we build for our clients, and so also just to hand out a lot of times it's like a proper setup, everything A to B to C that you guys need for a proper setup. And so what we're gonna go ahead and do is Facebook and Instagram people, we're gonna hook you up with it. You're new to this or whatever, or you're a veteran and you want to get these setups done, make sure that your setups are correct. Facebook and Instagram people, go ahead and DM us. LinkedIn people, you can actually just find us on Instagram or Facebook and just DM us, be like, hey, I want that free checklist for the setups. We'll hook you up and send out. YouTube guys, right now, basically subscribe and we'll hook you up later on, okay? We'll make sure that everything is hooked up, but just kind of subscribe, leave a comment, be like, hey, I want that set up. We'll work something out with you and hook you up there.
Perfect. Okay, now, some advertisers out there, maybe you're, e-com, right? Maybe you're in a certain vertical, but also there are those in the, let's say, the governmental industry, if you will. Right?
The political space.
The political space,
and
yes.
You know where we're getting to right now.
Indeed. So, thinking about political ads, right, there's generally a specific time of the year where you want to really go in, right? And when is that time really? Just right now, just on November 6th, a few days ago, we had the elections across the nation here in the U.S. And one thing that I noticed is you want to get ahead of that curve, because what happens is you have, let's say, your daily spending limit, right? And you may be at a certain threshold, maybe it's 10K, but during this time of the year, you may want to spend 100K. A day or 150K, whatever the case may be. So you want to make sure you have that setup in place prior to that time when you know you're going to need it. So you need to do some advanced strategic planning, making sure your daily spend limit is at the threshold that you want it to be.
Right, and guys, obviously you guys are probably seeing this after election season, everything's locked in, and so when we get this, but this is actually going to apply to those e-com folks too. You guys who are looking to scale, you actually have something going on, we're going to actually cover this in our next video, and so you definitely want to look into that, because we're actually going to go into the last minute tips and tricks you want to keep in mind for Black Friday. It's going to come out right before the week of Black Friday week, and so make sure that just kind of take a look at it, make sure all your setups are there, and we're going to give you some right insights and basically all the clients that we would work with, and so mistakes that they have made and stuff like that, just to kind of avoid those, make sure your setups are correct.
Indeed. So not only Black Friday, definitely Cyber Monday, and you know what? Even something special in January, we'll tell you what that is.
Yeah, that is to be continued, to be continued. So yeah, don't lose sight of that show. We're going to cover some really, really complex stuff. Really intricate stuff there. So.
Well, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. Entrepreneurs out there, like-minded people, go ahead and, again, send us that DM. You want that checklist. We look forward to keeping you guys up to date and also hearing you guys comment. So please comment below. Let us know what you think.
Guys, keep advertising, keep testing. We know it gets difficult. Just test it out. You got to manage your clients. If you're a business owner, you got to manage your expectations, right? You're not going to get sales like this. That's not what it is, right? You want to make sure that you are understanding strategically what it's doing for your business, right? And set expectations accordingly. even if, let's say, you're running a campaign, you're having difficulty getting sales or so, think about the branding that you can be doing. Think about all those things you can be doing. Just set expectations like that and manage the campaigns in that way. Just set it up like that. I'm not saying that that's the way to go or that's like a cop-out or anything, but it's just, what you want to do if you're in that situation. Instead of 100 headaches that is going to happen, and as you try to learn it, especially if you're new to the system, and you try to learn everything, you got 2-3 weeks, about like a couple of months in with the whole holiday thing, just go for strategically what's going to be the best fit for you, right? Guys, keep advertising, keep living. This is the Ad Show with Inflect Digital. Let us know if you got any questions. We're going to hook you up.
Again, comment below. There's levels to this.
And subscribe.
I'll be there in a second. I'm about to come and change your diaper, okay?